criminal justice, healing, education.
Time to awaken the community.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, however and whenever you are watching this. You guys should know me by now, but if you guys don't, my name is Holly Sisa, and I am the lovely host of this program we call Morning Mimosas, where we value human life, justice, healing, and education for the Black and minority communities. You ask why? Guys, before we get this episode started, I just wanted to present two quick commercials from two different Colorado community members. I just wanted to say thank you to Mr. Billy Wayne and Miss Devin of Cracked and Brittle. Before we get this episode started, we're going to get those out of the way so we can get into the seriousness of the episode. So here are just a quick commercial from two of Morning Mimosa's favorite people.
We all fail, we all struggle, but the difference between staying stuck and moving forward is how you use those experiences. I'm Billy Wayne, and I've poured years of lessons into this book. Lessons about failure, confidence, success, and building the character to keep pushing forward. And now, it's finally here. A book is officially available on Amazon today. Don't wait for someone else to tell you about it. Grab your copy now and start shaping the life you were meant to live.
Just want to say thank you to both of them once again. Guys, we are going to get into today's episode. Guys, first and foremost, I just wanted to give a huge thank you to our special guest today because this woman is beyond strong. And her strength also inspires me every day too. So we're going to go ahead and give a beautiful welcome to Miss Cheyene Helm. Welcome her to Morning Mimosas today, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Once again, thank you so much for being on my show today. You are, once again, an inspiration to me. And you are, whether I told you this or not, a source of strength for me too. So
thank you for having me. I truly appreciate it. Although it took a while to get the communication down pat.
Yeah, but no perfect time in the present. So I'm so glad that you are here today.
Thank you.
So here at Morning Mimosas, we care about our guest first. So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about you. And then we're going to get into the most important topic of the day. So the floors are yours.
Okay. Well, guys, my name is Cheyene Helm. I am the founder of the Bright Light Foundation, also a business owner of Cheyenne Speaks. So I do public speaking events. And also, I am an author. The book that I have is called Beauty from Ashes, A Story of Redemption and Hope. And this book includes my poems, my prayers, and letters that I have written to my daughter over the past 2 years. So I'm super excited for everyone who takes a hold of that book. And I do book signings and all those things. So if you do want a book, you can let me know on my personal page or go on Amazon. So that's
I will also provide the link once she provides it to me, I will also provide the link during this episode in the comments. So you guys can also please support her in that fashion as well. I just wanted to go ahead and say that real quick before we started. So I apologize for that. Well, so we're here to, mother to mother, woman to woman. We're here to talk about fentanyl awareness. And the reason for why we're here is baby girl Brighton. And I will let you go ahead and talk about the precious baby girl today.
Yes.
And I will be crying, guys. I'm sorry. I will not be holding back any tears. I can't do that.
I will probably be crying also. So the Bright Light Foundation come about in honor of my daughter Brighton, and also her father. So I lost Brighton's dad in 2018 to gun violence, and then my daughter passed away on February 26th of 2023 to fentanyl ingestion. So this organization does a whole lot of things, but mainly to educate, bring awareness and prevention to families for them to avoid the pain that I have experienced over the past, 7 years of my life, especially with a fentanyl, the past 2 years of my life and all the stories that I've seen. But my daughter and our story is different. My daughter was 4 years old. My daughter didn't make the choice to do drugs. And I still do not know to this day how my daughter ingested fentanyl. All I know is that my daughter was at a trusted family member's home. I no longer consider this individual a family member, if I'm being completely honest, and with a babysitter. And 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks after my daughter's funeral is when I found out that my daughter did not pass away from her Turner syndrome. Brighton had a very rare condition called Turner syndrome. You can look it up. And she had heart problems and things like that. And so that is what I thought my daughter passed away from for 3 to 4 weeks. And then I get a call and it's like, we need you to come get Brighton's clothes from the detective's office. I'm like, okay, I'll come get her clothes. Well, this was a blind site. They hit me with, I was not getting her clothes and that Brighton's death was under investigation, considered a homicide due to fentanyl. And I'm like, what is that? I was so confused. And they were talking about the toxicology and all this stuff. I'm like, I need you to tell me in terms where I can understand what you are saying to me right now. What happened? And they were like, we don't know. All we know is this opioid is how your daughter passed away. And I completely lost it, considering I don't do drugs. I don't sell drugs. I don't do any of that. And my character and my lifestyle and my background speaks for itself. And that day, it was just like everything changed when I found out the exact reason of how my daughter passed away. And I know there's a saying like, you don't survive a child's death. You don't. I died and someone else. I have become someone else since my daughter's death. I didn't survive her death, but I am here only by God's grace and His mercy. Brighton was and always the sweetest little girl. She was so smart and loving and funny. And those memories of her are the ones that hold me together. Brighton, she loved going to the playground and to the park, and she gave the best hugs. She gave the best hugs, and I try to remember them whenever I'm hurting. But fentanyl, I never knew anything about until I started doing my research and all these things. And for the longest in 2023, the summer and fall, I kept asking God what He wanted me to do with my pain. And at first, I had Brighton's book club, which is still available on the Bright Light Foundation website. There was a book club, and God's like, no, it's bigger than that. And I'm like, okay, well, what is it? Like, because I was just at a point in 2023 where I was just like absolutely done with life. I was done. I was over it. I didn't want to be here. And if I'm being completely honest, since September is Suicide Awareness Month, I was on the very verge of committing suicide on the day of Mother's Day in 2023. And my dad, who lives an hour and 30 minutes away from me, unannounced, no phone call, no text, showed up to my house at 6:30 in the morning I was about to take my life. And I know that was God sending him to me, because I asked him what he was doing at my house at that time of the morning, and he was just like, God put it on my heart to come here with no call, no text, nothing. And I'm just like, wow, okay. So I just broke down crying that morning, and months later I had my first in-person speaking event, and I finally told my dad what I was doing that morning, because he asked me what I was doing and I did not tell him. And I finally told him that he had saved my life and things like that. But God just put a word on my heart when I went to a women's event that I needed to start a nonprofit organization to bring awareness to fentanyl poisoning and gun violence. And so for 3 months, I have been working on ideas and things like that, working with a very special person. She was giving me ideas and things like that. And I was like, bright light, bright light. And then one day it was just like Bright Light Foundation. And so it got established in September of 2023, which is it's so crazy. September 2025 and September 2023 is completely different. When you look back and connect the dots of my life, it's just like, wow, it's nothing but the hand of God on my life. It's nothing but. My strength comes from Him and Him alone. So the Bright Light Foundation got started, and then there was just like the movement of God just over this organization and over my life, and connecting with individuals and bringing awareness and doing events and all these things in honor of Brighton. There's been a light shown that there's a stigma placed upon individuals who pass away from this poison. It's not an overdose, and I wish people would stop saying that it's an overdose. It is poison. My daughter was poisoned. All these other individuals were poisoned. There's so many other kids. And so like my target audience is for families, grandparents who have children, even young teenagers who may be thinking they're getting a pill for anxiety, and it's not that. It's not that. If you do your research, 7 out of 10 pills on the street are of fentanyl. And if you take it, you are bound to pass away if you don't have Narcan or emergency rescue. And, apparently fentanyl has been around for a very long time. It's just over the past years, it has gotten more potent and can kill you in an instant. And it's just something that I didn't know about. Like from coming from a person, if you can understand why I didn't know about this horrible drug, because I didn't know anything about drugs and things like that. It can be prescribed, whatever, but on the streets, it's a drug. And it's selfish of individuals who are out here selling such things because it's taking away family members, real people with real lives. It's taking away children. There's no discrimination. There's not one discrimination. It doesn't matter your social class, your ethnicity, your background. It does not matter. Fentanyl is a monster, and it is of the devil for sure. So the Bright Light Foundation does a lot of different things within the community, and I'm very grateful for the people who do support the Bright Light Foundation, who donate and do all these things. But I don't do it to make a living. I do this for people to be aware and for people to remember my daughter, Brighton, who was 4 years old when this happened to her.
Yes.
My baby was 4. And I grieve for her every day. I miss her every day because of I don't get another future with Brighton besides an eternity. I don't get to take her to school. I don't get to have her friends come over and see her make new friends. I don't get to see her grow. I don't get to do any of these things because her life was stolen from me. Her mom. And it hurts, but I get up and I don't put on this face. I just get up and I put on the full armor of God and what I'm doing with the organization. And I continue to keep going, not just for myself, but for those who reach out to me, who tell me I inspire them, to tell me that I give them motivation and all these things. I do this so no other mother has to do and go through what I go through on a daily basis. So, Brighton is the sweetest little girl ever, and I'm grateful for this organization. I've connected with so many people, but there is a poem that I want to read. It was the very first poem, and this poem is in my book. It was the very first poem I wrote in 2023. And it's called One Day. Let me see if I can find it. Just a second. It's called One Day, and it was written on September 14th of 2023. My very first poem. So ever since then, I've been writing poems and recently starting to get into songs and things like that, just in remembrance of all the ones we have lost. There's actually really so many kids under the age of 5 who have passed away from this horrible drug. And so we are working to continue to bring awareness, prevention, and education into the schools and all the things with the Bright Light Foundation. We also do outreach events, and we give back to the community. We do Christmas events here and back to school events to help the families and all the things. So it's just not in particular just bringing awareness all the time. It's really truly helping families out at the same time as well. And so because I know what it was like being a single mom, which life took that opportunity away from me. But this poem is called One Day. And I hope I can get through this without crying. It says,
okay.
1 minute you were here, the next you were gone, just like the beginning and ending of a song. I replay it over and over again. The moments that led up to our song ending. What a beautiful symphony until it wasn't. Until you wasn't singing with me anymore. The day you left, my breath became shallow, And as the days passed, I wallowed in my tears. The tears came in like a crashing wind. As each tear ran down my cheek, I thought, how could she leave? She's my life. She's my daughter. She's my baby girl. She's the one that made me a mother. My daughter, our life, blew up like a bomb, and there was nothing but debris for me to carry. But I carry more than that, though. I carry your voice. I carry our memories. I carry the love we shared. I carry the hurt. I carry the pain. I carry it all. It's heavy. They tell me to put it down, but why? Because this is all I have left of you. Brighton. I don't think people understand how my world went completely black after you went to your heavenly home. It was too soon, too sudden. The loneliness of what we will not be, the loneliness of empty rooms, empty shoes, empty seats at the table for dinner, empty car seats, empty clothes that used to fit you so well, empty hugs, empty lunch boxes and backpacks, empty laughs, empty conversations. The sharp wounds I have can only be binded by God's love. Do you see me? Do you see your mommy? Do you see the tears I've cried, the anger that consumes me, the stress, the anxiety, the uncertainty, the unknowns, lost in a world I thought I once knew, finding my way back to finding my way back into reality that is foreign to me. There's no back to normal after such a horrific loss. It was that one day that changed everything for me. The way I viewed people, the way I viewed myself, the way I viewed life. Life, because it's nothing but a vapor. You're here one minute and gone the next. I love you. I miss you. And I will never be the same. But God is doing a new thing in my life. And I know from afar you're witnessing and proud of me. Thank you for being my daughter. I will continue to fight this fight for you, one day at a time. So it's very deep, a mother's pain, a mother's love. So if you do know of any mothers that have lost a child, it's the best way to really only be there for them is to just listen to them. So and if you would like to support the Bright Light Foundation, you can just go on the Bright Light Foundation website and donate or anything like that. Or if you want to be a part of the Bright Light Foundation and volunteer from afar, it doesn't matter wherever you are in the United States, we can make that happen. So that's a little bit about me. I do want you guys to know that next month is my birthday month, and it's also the month of where the individuals responsible for my daughter's death will be sentenced. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys, the justice system has failed once again. They're barely looking at any time. The babysitter's only looking at 3 years. My nephew's mother is only looking to 5 to 6 years. And the guy that they were trafficking for, I'm being honest with you guys, he's black. My nephew's mother is white. The babysitter is mixed. Not to bring in a racial thing, but the black guy that they were trafficking for is getting 30 years. So if that tells you anything about our justice system.
Heavily flawed. Heavily flawed is what it is. The poem was absolutely beautiful, and as a mother who's lost a child, that definitely struck me. So, Miss Helm, you are a bright light, just as Brighton was, and I don't want anyone to ever dim that. And no one can ever dim your light. And I just want to thank you for your strength and just thank you for everything that you're doing. And if I can be of a support to you and your organization, I definitely want to be a support.
Thank you.
Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let us both go because now we're both in tears. I don't want us to continue. I want us to be able to come back together. But once again, I thank you so much for coming on Morning Mimosas today and sharing Brighton's story. I've seen pictures, and she was such a beautiful girl, and she didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve that. Your family didn't deserve that. So they need to be a little bit more stricter with drug offenses, and when it comes to that. Well, you and I will talk about that because that really frustrates me too.
Yes.
I don't know why they're so lenient when it comes to that, but you and I will
Yes.
chat because I'm getting emotional again.
Okay.
But guys, this is Morning Mimosas. Rest in love, Brighton.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for having me. And Holly, thank you so much for wanting to put me on your channel and hear a little bit more about Brighton's story and the background of everything that I've been through over the past couple of years. So I really do appreciate you just listening and being your own bright light.
Absolutely. Guys, we will see you guys later. You guys have a great rest of your day. Remember, always to put human in humanity, okay? Ta-ta, guys.
Bye.